Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and this is Future Man, Season 3, Episode 1, The Precipice of Yesterday. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to our final season of Future Man. And glorious when it's going to be. That's definitely it. I'm going episode by episode on these guys, and I'm not going to quit. I'm going to do one a week. One a week. Yes, I know you guys are, chomping at the bit. Go ahead and watch them. You don't have to wait for me. You can go back and rewatch them again because that's what I'm doing as well. I've already burned through the entire season already. I know how it ends, and I have my notes so I don't skip over into the other episodes. So that's how I'm doing this. Let me take care of some business first, and then we'll get into it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, you're going to see at the very end of this video a video pop up here. Basically, what YouTube does takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match them as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up there just for you. Up here is going to be dispatches from elsewhere. If you're not watching dispatches from elsewhere, give it a shot. If you don't like it, I don't know what to say. Let's see what else. You can hit the bell down below if you want to know when I'm going to be on again next, but it's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule that I have up there. I change it out once a week. And I also mirrored that on my Facebook page as well. And speaking of Facebook, there's a Facebook group page which you guys can join and chat amongst yourselves and post stuff as well. I have a Twitter and Instagram, and I have a Patreon page, but I don't have any tiers set up as of yet. And if you go to suspendedfanimation.com, you'll see all the links there. It's also in the description of this video, so you can go to that link as well. All right, let's see here. Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the episode. If you have not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video. You can comment down below in the comment section. Thank you, Viking Bitch, for the paddle. All right. So for those of you who don't remember, at the end of season 2 here, our intrepid trio there, in order to beat Stu Camillo and his murderous zone of stuff that he had, they actually had to run down. They were trying to get to where his brain was so they could destroy his brain and stop him from killing everybody that was left in the future. What they did was they kept jumping 11 seconds into the past. That's what they did, creating alternate versions of themselves. So they would run down the hall, jump, and then run again, jump. And so they were always creating other versions of themselves in time, and they broke time. And as a result, basically they're in the future in the year 3000 and something. I forgot what it was. I didn't write it down, unfortunately. And they're being forced to basically die for people's amusement at this point is what's going on. And we see, the opening scene where they're dressed up in their clothes, or like running clothes. It's essentially like the Running Man. It's a joke on the Running Man. It really is, where they have, a T-shirt that says Decathlon on there, headbands with Decathlon, and red shorts as well. And they, of course, are going up in an elevator, and Josh thinks that, you know what, we can do this. If we're going to go out, we're going to die. We're going to, give them hell when we do it. And as soon as the elevator door opens up and Tiger and Wolf take off running, what happens? Josh gets pinned to the fucking back of the elevator with a spear to the shoulder, which we find out later on is a Navi spear, which I thought was pretty damn funny. Hey, Sasha. Oh, yeah, and it was just damn funny because, if you remember correctly, Josh Hutcherson was also in the Hunger Games series. PETA is what his name was. And just having him, because he always gets injured in the Hunger Games series. And Katniss was always the one that had to take care of him and everything. There's a lot of different sci-fi jokes within this whole series, and this just happens to be one of them. Some of my favorite lines in this too is we see that Tiger, and we see Josh floating in some goo, and the goo is good goo, because if you get Just enough goo, it cures everything. If you don't get enough goo, you get cancer. Or if you get too much goo, you get goo cancer. If you get too little goo, you get goo cancer. But the goo will never cure. It cures everything except for goo cancer. Just don't swallow it. Exactly. Don't swallow a lot of it, is what it was. Oh man, the goo is actually pretty funny. So Susan, which is Seth Rogen's character, he is the one who is heading up this whole decathlon, and we find these people. Um, Basically, we see Tiger and Wolf are in their element. They're killing everything. Tiger has a unicorn horn, and she goes, "Yeah, unicorns aren't tough. All you got to do is rip off their horns, and then all they do is they bleed rainbows. That's all you need to do." And then Wolf comes in and goes, "You know what this is? It's a Kraken ball. They only have one of them, and once I remove that, pretty much losses will live." And my favorite line was, "Every creature has a weakness," and Tiger comes back with, "It's usually the dick zone." Oh, man, that's some good stuff. And, of course, the other favorite line, which was kinda long, was, "Getting out of a long promised threesome with Vince Neil and Tawny Katane, that was much harder than this Running Man bullshit," which, by the way, I did an uncredited rewrite on. Oh god, Wolf with the fucking name dropping. He just never stops with the name dropping. And dude, it was pretty damn funny. But we find out that, they're gonna keep going out into the decathlon. Susan is gonna keep sending them out there, and, Josh is gonna keep going through rehab every time he gets injured, and he's the only one that remembers it because Tiger and Wolf, they keep getting their minds wiped. That way, they can never escape from this thing because they always think it's the first day, whereas Josh is the only one that gets to remember all of this, and that's the punishment that Susan has set up at this point, which is pretty fucking evil. But Josh also gets a little voice in his head while he is in the goo, and the basically the voice tells him it's going to help him escape. And Josh finds out that he can actually influence Tiger and Wolf by basically telling them that, "Oh, well, I don't think you can do this. I don't think you can do this." And so he's getting different items. He's getting a Triceratops femur. He's getting string from one of the gigantic spiders and things like that. And finally, at the very end, uh, he's getting ready to escape, and he keeps trying to tell them that that they're getting their whole mind wiped. And I love Tiger's response. If I was getting my mind wiped, I know I was getting my mind wiped. And Josh is like, "No, no, you wouldn't." And so he ends up putting all this stuff together that he's got there, and he melts a hole in the floor, ties the spider string to the femur, puts it over the hole, and he's like, "Come on, we need to go." And Tiger's like, "How in the hell did you find out how to escape just in the first day?" And he's just like, "Fuck you guys. We've been here for like over a month." And he jumps down in the hole, and so of course that's how they escape. And that's how the episode ends, pretty much with them escaping the elevator and the decathlon. So good stuff, man. I mean, there's more to come, of course, on this, and it's just damn funny. Um, it's some funny stuff. If you haven't seen Future Man, check it out. Really, it is on its final season here, season 3. You never quite bonded with Tiger. Um, I like Tiger, and I love Wolf though. I mean, Wolf, yeah, Wolf is the one. If anybody, I have to identify with Wolf on that one. I have to say. Ah, I was just looking up the hair color thing. Eliza said the purple was her idea. Oh, well, yeah, I know she's blonde, uh, and I know she's not. I know they've kind of colored her hair grayish or platinum is where they've kind of gone with it, and then they put the purple color in there too. So Josh spinning the wheel thing reminded me of the reverse of Conan the Barbarian. What wheel thing? Oh, when he was on the rehab wheel. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I had to think about that for a second, and yeah, when I love that all these people are standing outside his little pen with all these, signs up there, and some are having biblical quotes on there, and some are, Team Wolf, and, it's just hilarious shit. There's gonna be a lot of rewatchability into these episodes, and I'm fairly sure there's a lot of Easter eggs hidden throughout this thing, as these episodes normally are. Um just some good stuff. I mean, granted, I'm gonna say this right now. I've gone through the entire season. I know how this whole thing ends. Um, I liked season one the best. Season one to me was just pure goodness, and there's no way you can touch that. I mean, once the cat was out of the bag, so to speak, with with this whole episode, or this whole series, I should say, there's no way you could recreate it and capture that, magic again. Really, you couldn't. And by the way, the cat is named Magic, the cat that was in the bag. So that's why you can't catch magic again. Never mind. Ah, Viking bitch says she dyed her hair every weekend. Excellent. She said it looked different depending on the light. Mood hair. Nice. Yeah. Ah, man. Yeah, season one was the best, but yeah, I'm digging this season. I really am. The guy who plays Overkill needs a cameo as an alternate wolf from the Tick. Yeah, I agree with you, Apple Crow. That would be awesome. Yeah. Um, her mood's not always the same, movie Finobi. It changes in season three. They're all coming in and checking out the shows. What's going on? Sasha's here. Damn Straight's here. We got both Viking Bitch and movie Finobi here. She let him out of the dungeon for once, you know. And she took off the gag too, which is a fucking big mistake. Um, yeah, you know. I know, time for a charge up. That's it. Oh, is that what you're saying? Like you let him out for a charge up? Is that what it was? Oh man. And the whole thing with Susan's family being a robot family. Um, yeah, it was a that was a kind of a fucked up thing. So yeah. Apple Crow says, I half expected the doors to the arena to open to the middle of a charge up. Yeah, I know, really. Oh, God. I do wish we got to see some more, some of the creatures in the Decathlon. That's the only thing, but I know their budget was slashed quite a bit. You could tell their budget was slashed a lot, a lot, because of what they had to work with. But they still did a good job with what they had. And I'm fairly sure that's what kind of led to the end of this whole series, is because they're probably getting their episode. Yeah, and they only got 8 episodes as well. That's right. This is only 8 episodes long, so you only have 8 weeks to go through this with me. That's it. That's right. No, the budget was slashed, but the writing wasn't. I agree, Pen. You're right on that. When is the Tiger King recap? I'm not following that. I'm not even watching that. Sorry, not happening. Yeah. I only deal in the fantasy stuff, and oh, excuse me, I don't deal in fantasy because, that's what everyone says. Sci-fi, horror, and all that kind of stuff. Horror, the horror. Yeah. And no, I'm not growing out the mullet again because I just can't anymore. I'm not allowed to. Yeah. Well, yeah. So that's definitely a sci-fi fantasy horror right there. But enough about, you know, flash in the pans Netflix shows. I know it's buffering. It's been buffering all week long, man. It's been having all kinds of hiccups. And unfortunately, there's not much I can do about it. So sorry for those of you who are watching this as a video and it keeps skipping, because that's what's been going on. Revenge. Hey, man. Uh Thanks, man. Yeah, Clone Wars is gonna be tomorrow night. Thank you for that segue, Bub's Revenge, by the way. Welcome. Welcome to welcome, and he comes in with a segue. That's awesome. That's what I want from my new, from a new sub or even an old sub, come on in. Yes, I'm gonna be doing Star Wars: The Clone Wars tomorrow. It moved from Fridays to Wednesdays because not a lot of people were watching it. So Harley Quinn is also on Fridays now. So Thursday I'm going to be off. Friday is going to be the excellent animated Harley Quinn on DC Universe. Saturday is Saturday Morning Blast Off, where I take the genre news of the week and any other genre stuff you guys want to talk about and talk about it. And Sunday is Westworld. Monday is the excellent Dispatches from Elsewhere. And then, of course, we roll back around again to Future Man on Tuesday. So yeah. Ah, I want a girl that looks at me the way Ivy looks at Kite Man. Really can't with F bombs and everything. It's gonna be pretty fucking awesome. That's what you want from your shows, really. Um, yeah, I think I was in another page, or basically I was on another site, and I was commenting about Harley Quinn because um everyone keeps talking about why didn't Harley Quinn make any money, the movie and all this. And I said, because, well, the writing was uneven, one, and they should have actually talked to the animators of the animated show and kind of followed some of that a bit, because they did a really, really good job. And they showed I mean, they had a growth of a character. I mean, they had a really good growth of a character in an animated series that did it better than the movie. And it's kind of like, if you just kind of talk to them, I mean, you're working for the same company. And yeah, you know, it wasn't someone else's stream. It was a page, Viking bitch. It was another page, that it was an article on a page. And I left a comment, and people weren't happy with it. Actually, I should say people were split 50-50, kind of like the movie. People either really liked Birds of Prey or they hated it. Or what is it called? Harley Quinn Birds of Prey now? I don't know what it's called this week. Who said peer pressure was bad? Yeah, that's right. So, with that said, I'm gonna let you guys go for the night. Thank you, everybody who joined me tonight in the chat, and thank you if you made it this far in the video. Also, if you're still on the fence about joining up, remember, take a look at the video at the end of this video. And if you like that, hit the subscribe button, like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you want to know when I'll be on again next, you can hit the bell down below there. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspenderfanimation.com, take a look at the link there, and that's where all my social media stuff is. My schedule's up. I change it once a week. It's all there. I thought this was 24 hours live. No, I am not. Remember that old guy that used to be on public access TV, that with the white beard? He seemed to be always the fuck on, no matter what time of day you turned it on. And it looked like he was drinking most of the time too. And I think he was talking about religion. I never really paid any attention because he just looked crazy as fuck. But yeah, I'm not that guy. So yes, and I am inching up to 1,000 subs. It's a slow but sure. I mean, Sasha finally joined up. What did you join up last week, Sasha? Was it for the first time? Let's watch me make dinner? No, I don't think so. You're gonna hear a lot of me screaming. And no, I was making my frittata last weekend, or this weekend. Yeah, this last weekend. And it's not as easy as it sounds. It really is not. Yeah, a frittata. Yeah, that is using an iron skillet and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And yeah, there was some screaming, and there was some tears shed, but it came out well. That's all I'm gonna say. Is it worth my time? 24-hour live stream? Fuck no. Not gonna happen. All right. Excuse me. Yeah, need to get that out of there. Thank you, everybody. I'm gonna let you guys go for the night. I will see you tomorrow for Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. and I'll see you then. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you're going to need to rip off that Kraken ball, because once you do, they lose the will to live, because that's usually what ends up happening. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow.